Good afternoon. Good afternoon, all. Welcome to the lecture series 4. In this, we are going to discuss about architecture of 8051 microcontroller. And this is the block diagram of 8051. In 8051 architecture, there are four. It consists of four ports: port 0, 1, 2, 3, which is mentioned in the red color. Port 0, 1, 2, 3 are support to transfer the data between I/O devices and memory and also the processor. Along with this, few function blocks are there. One is RAM address registers, which consist of the address of the RAM, and port B and register B and accumulator, and also the temporary registers are there. Temporary register 1 and 2, and accumulator consists of which receive all the inputs and also store the results, and the status of the result will be stored into the PSW, program status word. We know that the ILU function is to perform the arithmetic and logical functions. Along with this stack pointer, whenever the interrupt is occurred in the programming, maybe either maskable or non-maskable, the data the program is stored into the RAM, and it perform the subroutine and come back to the main program, and it will continue the programming. Along with this program address register, buffer, and PC incrementer, PC and data pointer, also the oscillator which produce clock pulses, and timer and control, and interrupt uh, IR, that is instruction registers. And these are the function which consist of our blocked architecture of 8051. And the brief about 8051 is microcontroller is designed by Intel in the year 1981. It is a 8-bit register microcontroller. It is built with 40-pin DIP, 4 KB of ROM storage, and 128 bytes of RAM storage, two 16-bit timers. It consists of 4 parallel 8-bit ports, which are programmable as well as addressable as per the requirement. An on-chip crystal oscillator is integrated in the microcontroller, having crystal frequency of 12 MHz. And the system bus connects all the supports devices to the CPU. There are three buses are so essential. They are address bus, data bus, and control bus. So address bus carry the address, and data bus carry the data, and also the system bus connect all the devices to the CPU, and control bus decide the instruction which going to do. The system bus consists of an 8-bit data bus, 16-bit address bus, and control signals. All other devices like program memory, ports, data memory, serial interface, interrupt controller, timer, and the CPU are all interfaced together through the system bus. And the microcontroller architecture consists of the following major components. One is interrupt control. It supports 5 interrupt sources which can interrupt normal program execution to handle specific events. Central processing unit, this is the brain of the microcontroller, which is responsible for executing instructions and performing arithmetic and logical operations. In 8051, CPU consists of ALU, accumulator registers, and the program counter. And also the system bus connect all the devices of the CPU. The system bus consists of 8-bit data bus, and also it supports the all the devices. And the oscillator, it requires an external oscillator to provide a clock signal to the microcontroller. And bus control, the 8051 controller includes a bus controller that manages data transfer between the CPU and the peripheral devices such as memory or input output devices. 4-byte ROM. And the 8051 microcontroller architecture includes a 4 kilobyte read only ROM, read only memory, for storing the program instructions that are executed by the CPU. And for the bus control, the 8051 controller includes the bus controller that manages the transfer between the CPU and peripheral devices such as memory, I/O devices, and memory. A 4 byte ROM. The 805 microcontroller architecture includes 4 kilobyte ROM memory storing the CPU and 128-byte RAM. The 805 microcontroller also has 128 RAM for storing data that is used by the program instructions during runtime. And I/O ports, they have 4 8-bit I/O ports that are can be configured as either input or output. Timers and counters, they have two 16-bit timers counters that can be used for a variety of tasks such as measuring time intervals, generating PWM signals, and counting external events. Serial communication interface has a built-in serial port that can be used to asynchronous serial communication. And that's all about your architecture of 8051. If you all have any doubt, please ask me.